Well, hello. Just recently took delivery of a new iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I absolutely think that the little speakers, the loudspeakers in here are absolutely amazing. They're almost physics defying. So I just wanted to do a quick vid to have a look at that. I absolutely love little radios and things like that. Portable speakers. I'm really into audio and having music or information radio with me as much as possible. My previous iPhone, the 14 Pro Max, was pretty good. Yep, sure, pretty good. Great speakers for listening to speech and everything. But every generation, these seem to get slightly better. Tiny little speaker up here, tiny little speaker down here, tiny, they're like this big. But since having this phone, the audio quality is so good that I'm questioning whether you even need anything like an old-fashioned sort of radio anymore. Most people probably don't use anything like this nowadays anyway. But yeah, I've been using this for audiobooks, for listening to radio, speech radio especially, but even for music. There's a certain amount of warmth and clarity. There's even a small amount of mid-bass from these little speakers, and the battery life is so good on the 16 Pro Max that I'm not even worried about using this pretty much all day long as my little loudspeaker for listening to the radio, for listening to podcasts, for listening to audiobooks and things like that, and the odd bit of music as well. Recently went on holiday. I didn't even bother taking this small Bluetooth speaker, which I was going to take. It's excellent, Tribit Stormbox Micro 2, but I just took this. I was listening on my headphones for a lot of the time, and when I was getting ready in the mornings in the bathroom or whatever, just had this stuck in a corner to kind of try and emphasize low frequencies a bit, and it was just great. How do they get the speakers to sound so good in these? So just gonna compare it to my old iPhone 14 Pro Max. This is my work phone. It's a Samsung Galaxy A15, so we'll compare the speakers on that. Done a fairly well-known radio, the Roberts. I love this radio, the Roberts Sports 925. I've had this for over 20 years. It's still going strong. Sounds decent for a tiny radio. And then I'm going to compare it to this Raddy RD23, which is a teeny tiny radio, but has an excellent speaker. I would consider this to be the best sounding tiny radio that I've got. Much smaller than the Roberts, but it's got a lovely, for its size, really rich speaker. See what you guys think. But yeah, I think this is an engineering marvel. How can they possibly get any better? These tiny speakers are never going to compare to even something like this, the Roberts Petite 2. It's got a built-in bass radiator. Can't compete with that. Can't compete with something like the Tribit Stormbox Micro 2, which in turn, these can't compete with much larger speakers either, Bluetooth or mains, proper hi-fi systems, can they? But in terms of its size, its functionality, ease of access to internet radio, to podcasts, to audiobooks, to BBC radio and everything, and the ease of access, it's just what a fantastic device for individual audio consumption. I love it. Amazing. So yeah, just did a quick vid about it. Have a look. Let me know what you think. Yeah. See you later, mate. Be lucky.
People signing up, paying for this magazine, getting it sent to them in the post every month. To begin with, no ad.
And earlier, the 100 million number, that would be the number of readers. But remember that people pass magazines around, and so you have more than one set of.
Number one ladies detective agency included in one of these condensed Reader's Digest books. He told me why he thinks
useful information and indeed entertainment for many millions of people.
At least one of your books was included in a Reader's Digest condensed volume. Some authors might not like the idea of their work being shortened. Did you mind?
It was for about 23 million subscribers, people that were paying for the magazine at its peak in the early 1980s.